work in the morning. I love to come to this park, or when I was here, or even the beaches. It was so much work that you didn't have time to even think. And Mile Square, and the things were coming up every day. They want you to add. That was 1984 when I came back from Fedley Park to Mile Square. When Mile Square came Ranger 4 area again. See, there was two titles, Supervising Ranger and Ranger. Then they changed that later to Ranger 4, 3, 2, and 1. There was 4 titles. So I couldn't work at Mile Square later until 1984 because I only could work at Irvine, O'Neill Park, the beaches, or Featherly. That's the only 4 places I could have worked because I was Ranger 4. And they changed it back again to Supervising Ranger. But when they made Mile Square Ranger 4, I was at Featherly. I came back there. John Musqueda was Ranger 3 or 4 at Mile Square. We changed places. He went to Featherly. That's before it went to KOA. And I came back to Mile Square, and there was a lot of things to be done there. The lamps, the street lights were falling apart. I had to go and count them all, 100 and something, and budget, hoping they won't hurt somebody before we change them, because they were rusting away. So we budget for that, got a whole lighting company and what kind of standards they have, and get the specs, and I got it anyway. We got it done. We changed the bike trails from blacktop to concrete, 8 foot wide, about 4 or 5 miles of bike trail redone. Edging on the lake. The lakes were muddy and eroding away, and we budgeted for lake edging, which that was done after '84. So we'd accomplished an awful lot with improvements. So I enjoyed that kind of work because it came easy to me to. When you also had the money, we didn't have no money in the general fund, but we had money when we joined the Harbors, Beaches, and Parks because they had to give 20 cents of every dollar of property value to the Harbors, Beaches, and Parks. So before that was given out to either welfare or someplace, you know. So we had a hard time managing to do anything. But anyway, all these improvements came from Mile Square Park. And then we had extra money. Sometimes said, Mike, figure out something. We have money. What can you do with it? So I added another playground equipment, our playground area in Phase 1. There was only a playground area in Phase 3, Mile Square, and Phase 2. We added a playground where it is now at Phase 1. Add additional parking lots because we were full almost all the time. We had no parking. They didn't put enough parking there. And added, like I said, we made soccer fields. We started renting and reserving all 17 shelters at Mile Square for different reasons, so people could reserve. And we made a lot of money on that. You know, we had to figure it out. And soccer fields, we were making a lot of money on that. We had 6 ball fields that somehow they wanted to take it away from us. Now, I fought that. I said, well, I ended up only getting 1 for the public in Mile Square. The Fountain Valley had the other 6 for their little leagues and all that, although they were given some parks areas over at Brookhurst. That's where Fountain Valley is now. The county gave them 30 acres or somewhat over there, and they had. While I was still at the beaches, Casper was one of the board of supervisors. We were dedicating Henry Dana statue. We were dedicating the sign at Coast Highway to entrance to Dana Point. We were dedicating so many things. So we had to have set up shuttle buses to our people to come to the dedications at Dana Point Harbor. the Dana Point Harbor, I must have about 5 bosses, including the big shot. They wanted perfect. Harry Gage was the Lieutenant Gage. He was a harbor patrolman. Olberg was the harbor master. Nothing to do with the sheriff. Then later they joined. But there was two Lieutenant Graham and Lieutenant Gage and Sergeant Olson that was involved at the beginning of the parks. Of course, we got Mason Park. I have the budget for Mason Park because there was no rangers yet. Get all the equipment they think they need when they open it, like mowers, shovels, wrenches, pipers, everything for Mason Park and part of Laguna Niguel Park, Laguna Niguel. Before anybody was signed, they were in the works. So there was so many parks coming in. It was so exciting, really. But I don't know how many times I've been called out during the night, or when Prado Dam, when the Corps of Engineers would let out water, we had to evacuate Featherly Park, get all the campers out. And that's another thing we had a problem with. We had campers that were staying over. There were actually people that want to live in the parks. They were only allowed to stay 2 weeks, and then they had to go out. They didn't want to go out, so we'd have to call the sheriff or something else and to get them out. And they had the gypsies, which was worse. They were something else. You had to know about the gypsies. I could write 10 books about those things, but that was the history then. I remember when Featherly Park, Sand Canyon Road was the only way you could come in from Nevada or whatever, Las Vegas to Orange County. Always packed. I remember we were down at the Palo Verde one time fishing. The rains of '69 came, and we heard all this rain, and other things. I said, I better go back because I was here in Irvine Park. And the superintendent was with, the assistant superintendent with us, and people from building services. We were all down for the weekend. It was a holiday the following Monday, so we had no hurry home. But I told my wife, I better get back because something is happening here. I just got barely back before Sand Canyon. 91 wasn't here yet. Sand Canyon was closed. I came to Irvine Park, water was going up to the top of the place where we used to put the money for collecting. We couldn't even get in here.